The Flat Earth Society. In no way can we enter the world of the Flat Earth and its dictators, without passing through this assembly founded by Leo Ferrari in 1972. But before that, let's go back a little further to 1956, when the British founded Samuel Shenton's, the International Society for the Research of the Flat Earth, IVERS. Shenton's essays and explanations of the true Earth resonated greatly, and this posed a danger for the owners of the spherical model of the Earth. Behind the curtain, they founded the Flat Earth Society, which turned the land issue into a field of irony, mocking and sacrificing it. For example, Leo Ferrari always carried a rock in press interviews, claiming that it was from the edge of the Earth. According to their theory, if he had not clung to the rock, he would have fallen off the edge, because the edge of the Earth was supposed to be falling off with huge waterfalls. In an interview on CBC, when asked about images of the Earth taken from space, and appearing spherical, Ferrari replied that according to Einstein's theory of relativity about the curvature of space, the Earth must appear spherical, and these images are just visual tricks. Thus, it became clear that the Flat Earth Society was arguing ironically and not providing evidence or sound reasoning. They sought to prove that the Earth was flat with almost flat interpretations, reflecting their flat minds. But in IVERS, the situation was different. They provided real research and evidence that validated their theory. After Shenton's death in 1971, the Society's headquarters moved to the United States, and it was led by the American Charles Johnson, who described Ferrari, the president of the Flat Earth Society, as a false prophet who muddied the waters of truth. However, just before Johnson's death in 2001, his house was burned down, and all his research and that of Shenton was lost. Consequently, IVERS finished, and the Flat Earth Society remained as the real presence with its funny and irrational interpretations, manifested in the form of a website and an online forum. IVERS remained inactive for 3 years after Johnson's death until it was presided over by Daniel Shenton. According to the Free Encyclopedia, Shenton was once said to be the son of Samuel Shenton, but another source claimed he was not related to him. The latter opinion is likely correct, as Shenton was associated with the Flat Earth Society, which is known for promoting theories that are both absurd and easily disprovable. For instance, the Society claims that Earth's gravity arises from the acceleration of the Earth's disk upwards at 9.8 meters per second, which is either a foolish mistake or a deliberate attempt to confuse people. If the Earth were to accelerate upwards, then nothing would be able to fly, and there would be numerous other observable consequences that are clearly not occurring. We will not waste any more time on these ridiculous ideas or attempt to refute them. Instead, we will address a more significant question. If the Earth is indeed a flat disk, then why have scientists and space agencies been deceiving us? What is the motive behind such a massive lie? It appears from the history of the formation of this society that it is one of the most well-known institutions of modern times that defends the theory of the flat Earth. However, true believers in the Flat Earth model warn against it, suggesting that it is part of a conspiracy. They argue that space agencies and those who control information, politics, economics, religion, and science knew that the truth would eventually come to light, and so they created a society to promote the Flat Earth model. This society offers funny and illogical explanations, making it easy for people to dismiss the idea that the Earth is flat. In short, the Flat Earth Society distorts the reality of a flat Earth, because the world is not left to chance, but is controlled by powerful and secret groups such as the Freemasons, Illuminati, Knights Templar, Skull and Bones, Zionism, Rosicrucians, and Opus Dei. These groups, and possibly others working behind the scenes, promote the spherical Earth model as the biggest hoax in history. There are two main reasons for this. The first reason will be discussed later in this book, as it is the primary focus. The second reason is the huge budgets allocated for space research, such as the NASA's budget of billions of dollars, which is obtained by tricking the world into believing in the spherical Earth model. Thus, the truth about the Earth we live on has been deliberately concealed for important reasons, including the theft of natural resources, and this is a realistic interpretation of what is known as the conspiracy theory. What is the conspiracy theory? Have you ever been walking down the street and suddenly slipped, falling to the ground? This fall could mean that you were a stranger to the area and didn't notice a stone in your path, or perhaps it was due to a malfunction in your foot muscles or a momentary drop in blood pressure that almost caused you to faint. There could be any number of theoretical reasons for what happened, depending on your perspective and way of thinking. These may include scientific, religious, philosophical, or even superstitious thinking. However, what if you have a psychiatric disorder like OCD? And the dominant idea in your mind is that someone is always lurking with you, intentionally causing things like putting a stone in your path, shutting off the water supply while you're showering, emptying the air from your car tire, or throwing a screw onto the road to puncture your tire. This idea of a conspiracy theory is supported by 3 principles, according to political scientist Michael Parkin. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing is what it looks like. Everything is connected. Those who hold to this theory believe that the elite have deliberately kept information hidden from the public, leaving us in a state of ignorance. What we are allowed to know is nothing more than a process of education without knowledge. According to researcher Dave Murphy, there are powerful groups of people who control the world, and the ordinary person is essentially a slave. They are not taught the truth, but only what they need to know to handle machines and do their jobs. The truth about what's really going on is kept from them, and this is how the controllers maintain their control. They know everything, while we know very little, and this allows them to manipulate and control us. Murphy goes on to explain that we are all slaves, and that humans have always been enslaved. We are prisoners who don't see the bars because the borders of states, which require passports for travel, are the equivalent of open prisons. We have natural rights to travel on this land, but our masters have locked us up and require us to get permission to leave. Despite being the majority, we cannot directly overthrow our masters, so they use our minds, hearts, and programming to make us work against ourselves. While this may seem like a joke or something to be laughed at, it is worth exploring further. If we delve deeper into this concept, we may experience shock and discomfort, but we may also discover truths about our world and our place in it.